that it may change their attitudes on genetically modified foods generally?
Yeah, that's definitely what the industry is hoping. You know, right now, GMOs represent a sort of abstract, scary idea to a lot of consumers. And a lot of companies believe that if they can just land the right product that, you know, really shows the consumer benefits of GMOs, that will lead to a shift in perception and maybe open the door to all kinds of genetically modified vegetables and fruits.
So seedless watermelons didn't do it. but apples that don't brown would do it.
Right, exactly. Well, the seedless watermelon isn't genetically modified. The last fruit or vegetable that was offered to consumers like this was actually a potato that doesn't brown. It's called the innate potato. And there was a tomato as well in the 90s that didn't do so well. But they're hoping the apple will be the big winner.
Are there other similar fruits on the way?
Yeah, you know, the FDA just approved a pink pineapple. It has been engineered to have greater health impacts, better sort of like chemicals and nutrients in it than your standard pineapple does. There are also a team of researchers in the UK who have developed a purple tomato. It has some of the antioxidant properties of blueberries.
All right, that's enough of that. That's enough of that. Let me go ahead and give y'all a skinny on what they're talking about. They're trying, this is NPR, they're trying to sell to the public out there that these genetically modified foods, mainly vegetables, are actually going to be good for you. And every other sentence when they're talking about these, they're talking about how they're enhanced by chemicals and they're taking out a gene that will combat against the enzyme that actually turns an apple brown. In other words, you don't know how old that apple is once it falls from a tree. And they're modifying everything. Now, what's going on with the genetic modifying of everything? The genetic modifying of everything, especially when you start with let's just say you start with greens, all right? Micronutrients your body needs. You ain't getting. Same thing with apples in them. They even said that even in the Happy Meals, when they slice and dice those apples, that they use vinegar and what else?
No, they said vitamin C.
Vitamin C. Or lemon juice and chemicals. So the majority of the foods, that's what's making you sick and keeping you sick. That's the stuff that is destroying your organs. That is the stuff that's really coming after you on a very, very, it's very, what do you say? And the FDA is approving this, Food and Drug Administration. So I assume just because FDA said we're supposed to trust it, no, I don't trust it. But now you need to start reading your labels to see if your apples have been genetically modified. And nowhere do they ever say that these foods, you never hear that these foods are more healthy for you. You never hear that these foods will be better for you. All it is about preservation, being able to preserve food longer. That's it. And pretty soon you got to even be asking, if they're genetically modifying and genetically engineering everything, do you really have food? No wonder your stomach is probably it just stays upset. No wonder it's turned upside down. Because everything you eat, it probably can't even break it down and digest it. It's a sad, sad situation. Well, again, let me chalk it up. Father, I thank you very much. What I thank him for? For giving me the wisdom 20-something years ago. Dropped it straight up in my heart to move out of the city and to get out of debt and go way off into the country and have your own greenhouse, grow as much as your own vegetables, raise your cattle, raise your chicken, and then eat that yourself because you know what's in it. Man, I tell you, I had somebody tell me at the funeral that I just came from that, PastorDowell, you age gracefully. I said, well, thank you. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? You know what the problem is? No, I ain't gonna problem. You know what the benefit of it is? Probably because I'm not eating anything that's modified, genetically modified, or as little as possible. Man, it's disgusting. Have a good day. Genetically modified apples.